All right, I think we are live. All right, so over the last few years, since about 2017, I've been on and off tweaking and possibly thinking about the ideas of, how to make some very small changes to, I guess we'll call them the TB6 maps, the TB5 maps plus that Bravado thing, of how to make them better. But the idea is to not fuck with the flow of the maps, because many people have tried to make different versions of DM4 with a teleporter and mega health and all this stupid stuff that completely fucks with the flow of the map. So the idea is to make such small changes that have a great positive impact, but not fuck with the flow of the map. So I'm going to go through one by one each of the maps, how I've changed them, and why the changes I've made are beneficial. So let's start with DM2, Claustrophobopolis 2020. Now straight away you can see where I've spawned. This is a different place to what it normally is, and I'll just chuck that in practice mode. Now the purpose of this is, the previous spawn is like this. Now if you want to hit the button, you got to go over here, press it, and then go all the way up there. And you don't have enough time to get out. If you spawn here, you just know that you're dead, because there's no way to get through. But by having a spawn here, you've just got that a better amount of time. Now I'm not fucking with the amount of spawns on the map. It's just one that's moved slightly better. So you can hit that. And now this is where you see the next change. This health pack has been moved from here to here. What that does is it allows that if you are going to spawn here and you don't take a direct rocket, you've got a health pack. And so it doesn't fuck with the spawns by completely removing them. It just gives a tiny little percentage better of a chance not to get killed here. And you probably would have also noticed what's going on with the bars here. The bars, you can't get through without pressing the button. It works exactly the same as they did before. They're just shortened. You still get the exact same thing. But the difference is, if you've got someone camping in there, it's as easy as hell to hit them now. You can just shoot grenades basically anywhere. You don't need to be fucking Loctard to be able to smack a rocket through these bars. That's it. Oh, and one more change. This is now a super nail gun, not a nail gun. Just so that if you get this spawn, because let's think about it. If you're standing here, you can essentially control 5 spawn points. 2 down there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 here. That's obscene, and then you can almost do it with 0 consequence. And if you're quick, you can shoot the person who spawns there as well, as long as you're holding sort of this area here, But if you try and do that now, for one, if someone's got a nail gun, they can actually do a bit of damage to you. 2. If you're over here, the person who spawns down there instead of there, with that help of that health pack, may actually get out alive. So it doesn't fuck with anything in the way the map flows, but it's just some tiny little improvements to help some of the pain points. Now with the regular nail gun, the only time that it's ever been useful is if you spawn here. You could run down here. When you get to here, your last jump, you turn around. So, I'll do that again. They're chasing you down here. What you do is you turn around, and if they're coming up behind you, you can slow them down. That's the only point of that nail gun on this entire map. It's a weapon, that's got no point to it. Now, if you were to do the same thing with a super nail gun, you'll really slow them down. So it's just another way that you can stop getting spawn raped. Alright, so that's it. Very small changes. I haven't fucked with anything else. I was considering making changes to this platform. What I was going to do, but because these changes are going to be incremental. So I'm going to release this 2020 map pack. If we find that, you know, there's a problem with them, or if, you know, there is some more ways we can improve it, then I'll make a 2021 version. So they're meant to just be an incremental update, and I'm happy to take suggestions and whatnot, but the 2020 releases are basically mine. And what I'm considering is, see these moving platforms? I'm considering having a moving platform across here, which means that you can push in here. I do actually have a version where I've built this already. I had some bugs I needed to iron out in it. And it just means that it's a bit harder to camp in there, but you still jump around most of the time. That's it. Very small changes. It doesn't affect the way that the game is played at all. It's just a little bit of an improvement around those spawn points. Alright, now DM4. Now DM4... DM4, I'm actually very proud of this. If you just bunny hop around the map, you're not going to see any differences. You know, it's very, it basically looks the same, right? Wrong. In this main room, which is basically how you control the entire map, you can just control the entire map from here, and it's too easy because you've got cells everywhere. You've got cells here, you've got cells here, and you've got cells here. Now, it's too much. You can just quickly run around the room and replenish, and you can basically just not leave this room. You've got health, whatnot, and it's too easy. So, but because I don't want to fuck with the flow of the map, what I did is I just swapped that nail pack to here. So if you're coming out here, you still make the same sound that you would have if the cell pack was there, but you're picking up a nail pack instead. If you're controlling the main room, you have to go out of your way to get a cell pack now, which gives another person the opportunity to not just be raped by someone standing here. But in general, it doesn't fuck with the flow of the map. Now, this shotgun shells, that was swapped with that. So if you walk along here, you still make the sound of picking up 3 ammo packs. If you come out of here, you still make the sound of picking up ammo packs. Now lastly, that nail pack there was swapped was here. It's been swapped. So it doesn't affect the sounds in any way in the game because there's still an ammo pack in the exact same spot they were in before. But it's just a little bit harder to control the main room. Now, onto the big change. This platform has been widened. It used to be this wide. Now it's this wide. It's wide all the way down to here. All the way here. And it's been widened here. Now, people have tried to, you know, they've tried to improve on DM4. They put a teleporter in here. They do this and that. You don't want to make it so that it's too easy to get out of here. Because Mega Health is a very powerful item. Now, if you make it too easy to get... Like, if you put a teleporter at the back here, if you've got someone trapped in red and they're waiting for health, you can just jump down here, pick up that Mega, go through that teleporter, and you're back out here. It actually makes it even worse than it was before. If you can get to that Mega Health too easily and too quickly, then you can actually dominate this map even more. It's a fucking bad idea. So, I've made it just this little bit wider, so you've got just that little bit better of a chance to get out. It's a very small chance, but the other thing is, these holes are bigger. You see, they used to be this big. Now they're this big. Now you'll be surprised when you've got somebody trapped in Mega, you'll be surprised how many times you shoot down at them as they're trying to come out. You actually hit them through the hole now because they're quite big. So it just gives the people in Mega just that little bit better of a chance. That's all. Just a tiny bit. And we've played some test games on it, and it really does make a difference. All right. Now, That's it. It doesn't fuck with the flow of the game at all. It makes the main room a little bit harder to hold, and it makes Mega a tiny little bit easier to get out of. But all in all, it doesn't fuck with the flow of the map. It's just a little tiny update that helps some of the pain points. That's it. Alright, the Dark Zone. Now, there's not many changes here. So, these health packs have been moved from here. Now, what a popular tactic is, just say you've got red and LG, you just stand here and deny the other person LG. That's it. It ruins the map. If you're a good player, what you'd actually do is try and time Mega and Red Armor, but that's neither here nor there. The lame tactic on DM6 is to just sit here and camp. And most of the time you're sitting here, right on the health packs, which means that you've got an LG, they don't, and they can't push out at you, because not only do you have equal or bigger stack, because you've got red, but you're sitting on 2 health packs, so you've got like an extra 30 HP. There. It's just lame. So, I've moved them over there. So you can't stand here and get that additional HP. It's a very small change. It doesn't fuck with the flow of the map at all. It just means it takes a little bit of the lameness out of this camping spot here. Now, the other part of the lameness is to control this spot here, you only need cells. If you run out of rockets, it doesn't matter because your LG reaches everywhere. You know? So what do? You just go here and you can replenish your cells. Except I've moved them. Now, if you run out of ammo while you're in control now, you actually need to give up control because you've got to come all the way down here. This is 1 cell pack and the other one is here. So it's just small changes to try and discourage people from camping in this spot here. Small changes, doesn't fuck with the flow on the map. Tiny little improvement. That's pretty cool. Alright, next on the list is Blood Run. Now, I've been through a few different changes and whatnot on this map. But in the end, like I experimented with making this a yellow, as has done with other versions. I actually think it changes the map too much. If you're the type of person that runs red and yellow to deny the other person, it doesn't matter if you make this a yellow as well, because as you're doing your cycle from the yellow side, you can just go through the yellow teleporter, come through here, and then you've got another yellow. It's no harder to put that in the cycle. It doesn't really change anything. It adds another dynamic, and I don't really want to add a new dynamic to a map. I just want to slightly reduce the pain points. So you'll see I've got a beta 2 here, and beta 2 indeed has the yellow change. However, after some playtesting, I've gone back to the green armor, which is in this beta 2. Now, lots of people are suggesting I put the mega health in the hallway. You know what? I get it. I actually do think it is better in the hallway, but not in the way that this. I don't agree with this. Having this big, let's call it a rape dungeon in here, you know, it's not that great. If you're the guy in control with red, and the other guys just say got yellow, and you want to deny them getting that mega, well, it's not very hard. You can just sit up there on your ivory tower, and you can spam down here. I don't like it. But he's also done that, and he's changed that. But there's another change he did make, which is good. He changed this to only 1 rocket instead of 2, which does decrease a lot of the spam you get in this map, and this is a spam heavy map. So let's go back. So you were probably wondering, what did I change? Well, for starters, this is my latest beta. For starters, you've got one rocket here. Now, the other thing is, now I just need to show you some spawns. Alright, that was lucky. So this is a new spawn point. As you can see, it's just the same as the one that was here, except if you're here raping these spawns, if this is the situation of what the game is and you spawn here, you have the opportunity to walk away. If you're not in a position where you're going to get spawn raped, you can still, it takes the exact same amount of time, pick up these cells and go about your business, the LG, and go about your business. It doesn't affect the gameplay at all, except you can't be raped as easy by a guy sitting here. Very small change, because Blood Run is by far the worst map for spawn raping. It's way worse than DM4, it's way worse than anything else. So, now, the next one. Alright, you'll see there's a spawn here now. I took inspiration for this spawn from the other versions of Blood Run, like Quake Champions, that sort of thing. They all have a spawn here. Now, I didn't add an additional spawn point. I moved one. That spawn no longer exists. So it means you can't go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just completely spawn rape people. So they can spawn there. But they've still got danger that you can hit them as they go for rocket launcher. However, they've got enough time that they can sneak away this way. So, same amount of spawns, still the same amount of chance that you'll get a particular spawn, but one of them is no longer just straight up fucked, and the other one, it gives the player a choice. Do they walk out and eat a rocket, or do they walk away? Very small changes, doesn't affect the flow of the game. Slightly less spawn rapes. It's just a positive. There's no real downside to it. Everything else is the same. Alright, so Bravado. So when Bravado everyone was putting in suggestions for Bravado, and then it was put in a tournament and given the name bravado.bsp when people still had some suggestions. I'm not going to go into that. I had a suggestion that didn't make the cut. Now, basically, actually, let's just go back to the original Bravado. So, I don't play this map a whole lot. It's starting to take up adoption in the Australian region. It's an okay map, but you got to look at this. All right, you've got your red armor here. You've got your LG, the most dominant weapon, in a spot where you can really easily deny it. And then you've got your mega health down here. You essentially, and you've got health, and you've got rockets, and you've got cells, and a mega health. You don't need to leave this passageway. You can just sit here and just deny the person at yellow from getting anything. It's shit. It's like, yeah, okay. I don't know to explain it. All you need to do is watch me versus Yeti in the LB final the other day. He's actually pretty decent on Bravado, and I just played like an absolute cunt and denied him from getting that and that and that. You can just sit here in this position of denial and they can't do anything. Doesn't make for a good map. My suggestion, many years ago, mind you, was simple. Swap that with quad. Swap the mega health with quad. So that's what I've done. Mega is now here. So now you've got a new dynamic. On one side of the map, you've got more stack. Yellow plus mega equals more than red. But on the red side, you've still got red and LG denial. That actually kind of balances things out a bit. And also you'll find that whoever's in control doesn't just move between here and here. The other thing is, in team play, whoever wants to play that shit, like on Arawak quad is a clusterfuck. And this is basically introducing the same clusterfuck. Now, who doesn't want a clusterfuck when it comes to quad? That's it. Swap 2 items, and the map is unbelievably better. It's so much more balanced. It's I cannot tell you how much better this map plays just with that simple item switch. Perfect. All right, Arawak. This is also a very simple one. Swap the armors. This is how it is in every other Quake, and it is better. I actually personally think that the Quake Live version of Arawak is better than the original. I'm a Quake World purist, but that version is better. Essentially, you've got... Now look how long it takes to do this. Yellow, Mega, Red. Let's call that 1.5 seconds, and I've got every major item on the map. If you're the guy that keeps spawning here or here, you got nothing. This is a death trap to stand here. Just by making this small switch, for one, it makes the time it takes to control all 3 major items slightly less. Slightly more. And if you're the person getting on the receiving end, you've got a bit better chance of making a recovery when you don't have to go and get fucked down there. You can spawn here, pull back, and you've actually got something to work with. And if someone is running the 3 major items, it just makes it a little bit harder for them. But all in all, doesn't fuck with the flow of the map at all. It's just a nice little improvement. That's it. So, the 6 main maps, small remixes that just improve everything. Before you start, ragging on these changes, actually give them a go. They're actually quite good changes. There's no... just before you rag them, give them a change. I've really thought these through. These are not just, hey, let's put a teleporter in the DM4 exit. That's stupid. The people who do these things aren't thinking about the consequences of the flow of the game. And people were telling me to move Mega to down here. Mega should be out in the open where it's punished to get it. It's the strongest item available. Yes, it is stronger than Red because only one person can have it. So it does need to be dangerous to get it. So everything stays. Everything stays how it is. Just swap those 2 armors. Tiny little change. So I'm going to post this on YouTube. Tell me what you think. Guys, Jewel Mania Grand Final is on Sunday night. And we are actually having 2 new Jewel tournaments start in Australia. That's how much Quake World has picked up there. One tournament is going to be for the old school players, DM246 only. Because we've had players come back who, the last time they played, ZTN wasn't a map. It wasn't a map that was played competitively. I mean, when I moved to Europe, I'd never played competitive games of ZTN on Jewel. So another guy, it's not me, is running a 246 tournament. I'm running a tournament with the same map pool as Jewel Mania 2020, which was TB5, Bravado, Spine, Lost World, and Frantic. What we're going to do is the 6 maps I've just showed you, we're going to replace those with these new 2020 versions. We're also then going to add Shifter and Skull. And that's it. They're really cool changes. I will be releasing the map pack soon. I still just need to do a couple of bug fixes on Blood Run, and then we're good to go. Cool. Thanks for watching.